safe place. My home was safe. The school was safe. Everything had its rhythm, predictable and normal. That illusion shattered the day Miss Zamora entered my life. At first, I didn't think much of her. She was young, confident, and carried herself like she was above it all. The boys in class whispered about how hot she was. Even some of the girls seemed drawn to her charm. But there was something about her, something just beneath the surface that didn't sit right. Her smile was too perfect, too sharp, like a blade disguised as a compliment. I couldn't have known then how much darkness she carried. The first time it happened, it felt small, like a pebble thrown into the calm waters of my life.
Ethan,
she said during class, her voice carrying that sing-song tone that made everyone sit up a little straighter.
Are you even trying? How hard is it to spell opportunity?
The class laughed, and my cheeks burned. It wasn't the first time a teacher had called me out, but this felt different. Her eyes stayed on me a little too long, and her lips curved into that razor-sharp smile. I told myself I was imagining things. It didn't stop there. The next week, she made me stay after class.
Ethan, you need extra help,
she said, her tone smooth, almost kind. I stood by my desk, fidgeting as she walked around me. The classroom was empty, the echoes of students' chatter fading down the hallway.
You're bright,
she said, her voice dropping.
But you don't apply yourself. Maybe you need someone to push you.
The way she said it sent a shiver through me. Her perfume hung heavy in the air, sweet but suffocating. I nodded quickly, eager to escape. The next time she kept me after school, she locked the door. That's when the walls of my life began to close in.
Do you know why I keep you back, Ethan?
She asked, sitting on the edge of her desk, legs crossed.
Because I see potential in you. And I don't want anyone else to ruin it.
She leaned forward, her voice softening.
This is just between us, okay? You wouldn't want anyone to misunderstand.
I wanted to run, to tell someone, but the way she looked at me, it froze me in place. Her eyes weren't just looking at me, they were looking through me, peeling me apart like she was searching for something to use. The threats started soon after. One afternoon, when I tried to leave, she blocked the door.
Ethan,
she said, her tone as sweet as sugar but laced with something venomous.
You don't want to disappoint me, do you? Or hurt your family?
My blood ran cold. What do you mean? I stammered. She smiled, tilting her head like she was talking to a small child.
It would be such a shame if your parents got a phone call about bad behaviors. Or if your little sister got hurt on her way home from school.
Her eyes narrowed.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I nodded, my throat too tight to speak. The text began a week later. At first, they seemed innocent enough. Questions about homework and reminders about assignments. But they quickly changed.
You look good in class today, Ethan. I think we have a connection. Don't you?
The messages made my stomach churn. She sent them throughout the school's chat app, so I couldn't block her. Then the photos started. At first, it was just her smiling, but soon they became something worse. Her blouse unbuttoned. Her lips pursed. I deleted them as fast as I could, but the images stayed burned in my mind. I began avoiding her, but she always found me. In class, her hand would brush against my shoulder, lingering just long enough to make my skin crawl. She'd lean in close when no one was looking, her breath hot against my ear.
You're mine, Ethan.
She whispered once.
Don't forget that.
I stopped sleeping. Every creak in the house sounded like her. Every shadow felt like she was there, watching. I couldn't eat. I couldn't think. My friends noticed, but what could I say? She was a teacher, an adult. Who would believe me? I couldn't take it anymore. One night, I showed the message to my dad. He sat in silence, his hands gripping the phone so hard that I thought he might crush it. His face turned white, then red, then something I'd never seen before. Pure, seething rage. "She'll never hurt you again," he said, his voice shaking. The next day, he reported her to the school and the police. Everything happened in a blur after that. Detectives asked me questions I could barely answer. Reporters started showing up at our house. Miss Zamora got arrested, and I finally got my life back.